Welcome, everyone, to Adrift in Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show set in our homebrew world of Origin. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com, and occasionally we use some Ambience from TabletopAudio or Syrinscape. Not often, but sometimes. I'm going to welcome onto the stage Shannon. You got something to say, Shannon?
I do, Sean. Yes.
Speak now. Forever hold your peace.
I will be speaking about our partners, our stream partners, starting with Arcane Spectacles. Roll for initiative and check out Arcane Spectacles, your haven for all things TTRPG. Their personalized D&D themed ornaments will be a critical hit all year round, and their tabletop... Oh, I just made a joke that wasn't in there. Their tabletop-notch RPG accessories will give you an edge in battle.
Did you mess up your joke because you thought it was misspelled?
It's not in there, but now it is. I'm gonna change it to say that.
There you go.
Customize the ornaments with your party's names to show off your adventuring party like never before. Don't miss your chance to level up your tabletop experience with Arcane Spectacles. Visit them at arcanespectacles.com. Moving right along. Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling, Emmy-nominated TTRPG publisher building new and exciting settings for the cipher system of every genre that you can imagine. Each setting includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including lore, species, descriptors, foci, creatures, ciphers, artifacts, and all of the rules that you need to play. For as little as $3, you can join their Patreon and help shape each of the worlds that they create. Last but not least, we've got Eddie Yorke. Eddie is our beloved character artist. You saw his art for our characters on our starting suit screen, and our character cards will be scrolling momentarily that are also adorned with his art. He is an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. Misk. That's what the heading is.
Oh,
Misk.
I was like, what?
Miscellaneous. Misk. We have recaps and VODs on Discord.
Sorry.
He made a Baldur's Gate reference. I made a Baldur's Gate reference. Continue.
We have recaps and VODs on our Discord. Yeah. Join us there if you haven't already. And also join us on Bluesky, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. VODs are not up to date. Working on it.
Neither are the recaps. Because I have a few missing.
We both just ended a school year, so we'll get on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little wild recently, but we're on it. I'm dead.
Oh, look who it is.
Is it the boys?
It is.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello, boys. Let's
Greetings.
transition to our recap.
Let's.
Last we left off, Iron and Mana fled the city of Hyven in defeat. Along the road, they met a stranger, Balfour Wesley, a green knight, a knight of the hedge. He serves the people along the road from town to town, village to village, city to city. Sass invited him to join the party on their travels, as he was wounded. Along the way, they learned about the different oaths of the Hedge Paladins and the different paths they tread. Balfour knew Hugo, the Hedge Paladin murdered in Hyven. The knights followed the will of the people and call Lady Luck friend and foe in that ever-long battle. Knights that break their oath, like Hugo, are always found by Lady Luck for their transgressions. The cheerfulness and positivity of Balfour was a pleasant shift, though it inspired distrust from Bruce. But as the ghostly snow of a full crescent night illuminated the road, our heroes found respite in the grace of neighbors. In their absence, Granny Lonnie organized mutual aid from the folks surrounding Septimus's farm to help begin the rebuilding process. At dinner, Balfour punctuated this good grace with asking each member of the party what they seek and what motivates them, and finally sharing his desire to make friends of the world and help where he can. For their grace, he offered to help protect and rebuild the farm, and Bruce began to feel a little bit more trust within Balfour. his heart grew a few sizes. Hope was not the only discovery of the evening. Jacquet and Sass shared some secrets from their pasts, particularly why Jacquet left Gwenvalier. His fraught relationship with his family, the tough and criminal crowds he began associating with, and of course, the betrayal of a woman he loved. Sass shared her terror at the blank page that is her past. It seemed in their defeat, Iron and Mana have been given a chance to look to the future with what they desire, what shape they wish to leave the world in, or possibly what shape they wish to take themselves. Despite the quiet hopefulness of this shared evening, their woes crept from the hells to wake them. A demon courier from Ro the Trickster visited to offer Fyrn a pact. Just as his allies did before him, Fyrn refused. The goat demon threatened the coming of a black star and the end of all who choose to forsake his master's offer. That devils may always seek to escape from hell, but now, when angels flee from the heavens, all will despair. Balfour took this frightening moment to recommit his devotion to returning the party's goodwill, and that perhaps the lady brought him here exactly to help with what woes the party. But at this point, it was late at night. The party needed to tend to their wounds, some more than others, some not at all. And you went to bed, or as much as you could sleep in this after a demon goat said, "You'll die if you don't join me." But on this fourth evening of Novum, the Raven Shadow on Amaris near, the party slept. The next day, you all would awake, feeling much, much, much more rested after a good night's sleep. A good meal as well that Septimus and Balfour prepared for you all. When you wake up in the morning, you would find the same dim light of the winter eclipse, but you would hear just a little bit of birdsong, and a slightly warmer day. The day before being below freezing and snowing. This day is above freezing, a little balmy wind, but you hear the dripping of snow melting off the tree branches and a few birds. As you would also hear just a very triumphant and loud cries from Balfour, who seems to be training out in the hewn grasses of Septimus's farm. As anyone who would look outside would see him very much so moving in a fluid motion with his large great axe and shield and many triumphant hurrahs as he's going through his morning routine.
If I'm not already out there sparring with him, I want to do so.
Of course.
I refused to get up and train with Fyrn and slept in instead.
Eventually, those of you who wish to sleep in would find it hard to sleep in, as there would be traded blows from Fyrn and Balfour, and many a hearty, "You've got strength, friend, and will and determination. A great knight you'd make," as he brings his axe up.
And Fyrn's like got a smile on his face, like that grin that he does whenever he fights, but he doesn't like answer to any of the provocations. He's just like, ugh.
Let's do a quick little duel with athletics checks.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll do best out of 3.
Sure.
I don't like that dice. I'm going to pick a different one.
All right, my first one was a 26, Sean.
All right, you win the first bout as he rolled an 18.
Nice.
Second bout.
11.
He rolled a 22. He doubled it. So he bests you on the second bout.
Okay.
The third one. Watch your back, Fyrn.
23.
As he says 23, as he says, watch your back, Fear, and he rolls an 18, and you best him in that moment as he trips over his green cloak for a moment with your final bout and collapses backwards ass first into the snow, dropping his shield in the process.
I just smile and I reach down and to give him a hand.
He takes your hand, and as you lift him up, he looks to you, and like, he's taller than you. He's one of the few people you've encountered that is taller than you. And you can see sort of the snow in his brown and gray beard. The bugbear shape is a little bit different from other humanoids. Really long arms, and looks and takes your hand and taps you on the shoulder and says, "Oh, it's good to duel with young blood, young strength. In my old age, I find it more and more difficult to keep up." But
Your form is good, but you must consider the terrain always when you fight. Perhaps have you battled at sea before?
at sea. No. Knights of the Hedge don't take to the ships, to the waters.
It's a worthwhile experience. It'll teach you, how to fight when your feet aren't, steady on the ground. Helps when you're dealing with snowy landscape or rocky areas like this.
Oh, I'll take that into consideration, White Eye. I'll tell you a story of a young knight I knew once who used to train on logs on flowing rivers. Oh, he was quite the strong knight of the sword, but he retired from the blade. Came and took a new oath, Knight of the Wand at one point. Oh, but he was strong back then. Oh. You remind me of him, Fyrn.
Well, I mean, strength is to be admired. What was this knight's name?
This knight's name. Oh, well. I almost just gave him the exact same name. I almost just said Belfour. No, this knight. His name was Darian. He became a Knight of the Wand and left these shores. I suppose some knights do take to the ship, to the sea. I've not seen him in many a year. Helping in the far lands, I hope. But all of you would probably have woken up by this point.
Yeah.
Or before.
Yeah, while
or
they're fighting
before.
out there, as Septimus usually wakes up in the morning, he'll probably see them sparring out there, and he'll take to, I guess, sure there's more stuff in the basket that Granny left for us. I'll assume some eggs and maybe some herbs and mushrooms. I'll make a
Absolutely.
nice little breakfast to feed them after their little bout, and everybody else, obviously.
I'm just lying in bed with the pillow over my face going, everybody needs to shut up. I just want to sleep in.
You shouting like that is not helping, as Jacques is face down in his pillow inside Bruce's tower. Also
Well,
trying to ignore the sound.
If you're all up, get breakfast. Nice, fresh and hot.
I drag myself into the kitchen.
It smells wonderful. And like it's you're used to a certain level of like the Harlequin and Chalice's breakfast are incredibly greasy, and made sort of really quickly to serve a lot of people. This is a nice farmstead breakfast from Septimus. That it does smell quite lovely, and there's actually something. Take this as your character would, but if you're a city person, this might be too calm for you. But if you appreciate a calm morning, despite the demon that approached you all in the evening, this is a peaceful morning. There's snow on the ground, but it's somewhat melting. It's cold, but not too cold. There's a warm, hot meal ready for you. There's a cheerful bugbear knight who's just infectious in his positivity. But there's food and beverage.
Thank you, Septimus.
Oh,
This
We'll
looks
have to thank-
delicious.
we'll have to thank. I'm sorry. What is Granny's actual name? I want to keep on calling her Granny.
Lonnie.
Lonnie.
Lonnie. Thank you. We'll have to thank Lonnie if we come across her in the next few days.
It's
all-
short. It's
all
short
from
for.
her.
It's short for Lenore.
Lenore. Okay, I can remember Lenore. That's such an old
Mhm.
woman name.
Yep. Grandmother Lenore.
Just as a note, when we were waking up, I guess Bruce and Saskia would have seen this. As Jacquet was laying in bed, they would have noticed that in his hand, he's still like half asleep. So clearly he was looking at it before he went to bed, is the piece of art he had commissioned by the Blue Dragonborn, whatever his name was.
Bjorn.
Fjord.
Bjorn, that's it. I was gonna say like blue, and I was like, no. The logo for Iron and Mana, and when he wakes up, he kind of tosses it back into his bag before joining everyone else and go, I don't think I'll ever get used to waking up this early.
No, me neither.
But when did you normally wake up?
When I wanted to. Up in the
Well-
upper terraces of Domuzerum, sound travels, but there's enough. My room was also in the back, so the sounds of the street and the cawing Aarakocras never really woke me too often.
Yeah, but like as like a a wealthy boy growing up in an estate, like I imagine you had like scheduled times for everything. It's not.
You have lessons or anything?
Yeah, like.
I mean, when I
you
was
know.
younger, sure, but once I got of the age, my parents were less interested, and they just wanted me out of the house. They didn't care when I was out or where I went.
So it's like a late blooming teenager. Is that kind of
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
like rebellious phase later in life when you're out of the homestead?
What? No, I'm not rebelling.
Speaking of your family,
Yeah, like
but-
you're not rebelling, but like trying to find yourself. What?
Maybe.
So speaking of your family, what are we gonna do? How many days do we have left? Technically, it was if you were in Hyven. So, are we just gonna run away from them forever?
I don't know. It's been a few days. What was it? Was it Thursday? So I guess in Tuesday, Wednesday. In 3 days we'll find out.
You don't want to go back with them, do you?
No, oh. Heavens no. I am much happier to figure literally anything else out.
I mean, now that we're all here, I suppose I might as well give a little bit more details about what happened last night.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that now more than ever, I feel it's as important that we head north and explore the continent. I know I previously wanted to go back to Hyven, but it seems that the Commodore is being a little shady, and the Devil's Visit it reminded me of the urgency of going up there and seeing what we can find. Hopefully something that can bring, Iron and Mana back into the fold in Hyven. Maybe some long-forgotten power or a quest that we could complete.
And your brother, right?
Yes, I suppose. He,
And it seems like that was the catalyst for all this. Is that the devil mentioned your brother, and now you're all like, we really gotta go take care of that.
My brother, he can be very difficult. He
I understand
He-
that.
he's doing. He's a bit of an idealist. He's been
Mhm.
trying to complete this quest so we can go home, but he doesn't realize that it is a fool's errand.
Well,
What do
if
you
I
mean?
Can,
Oh,
sorry to interject, but it can be difficult to trust the words of a devil. Are you certain that your brother is North?
I haven't spoken to him in many months. I don't know for sure. Last I heard, he was heading towards these islands, Aldhalor, but he could be anywhere, honestly. But he knew my brother's name.
Well, it's within the power of a devil to seep into your mind and to extract some information, so it wouldn't surprise me that's possibly how he did it.
Fyrn, I completely forgot that I can look at people from far away. Do you want me to see if he's actually in the north? Be telling him
suppose.
more about. Do you have
And,
something of his?
Yes, also Bruce mentioned last night that he could maybe send a message to him. It's worth a shot.
I think Bruce.
Maybe that's where we should start before we just go on an excursion. While we're still licking our wounds.
Very well. Whenever you're ready, I suppose.
Right now? Right now? You want me to look right now? Yeah, sure. Do you have something of his? That'd make it easier.
I start
look like-
searching through my pouches.
It's as you search for your pouches that, like, Balfour would put a hand on your shoulder, Fyrn, and just say, "Are you sure you're ready to know the whereabouts of your brother? It can be daunting to learn the truth."
what's this guy on about? You're trying to tell him that he can't trust the fiend, and then he's like, "Don't find out about it." If he wants to find out about his brother, let him.
If I've learned anything from Knights of the Wand and Knights of the Cup, we rush headlong into these things when we're not ready for them. It can cause you to rush into the evening, out into the snow, to die in the frost. Because you're not ready to know the truth.
Then why even?
Seems like, based on the little I know about you all, that may have been what happened to you before you arrived here.
Kind of our story so far.
I'm not saying you shouldn't seek the truth, White Eye. Especially if Strong John and Saskia can provide it. Don't just approach it so quickly.
Well, I don't know about your rushing into things argument, but I suppose it is a little bit rude to spy on him. Maybe I should just send him a message first.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't really. I was really focused on the food. What's happening?
You need to send a message, Bruce.
Oh,
Can you show me how that weird bubble wand pipe thing that you have works?
Bubble wand.
well, it's got my germs on it.
So,
Just tell me
What
you
is a
want me to send.
germ?
It's like it's a little organism that it could do good things or bad things for you. Spread
Gross.
disease, yeah, you don't want any of that.
you've got germs?
Everyone's got germs.
Well,
I don't have germs.
yeah, I don't have germs.
You got
I'm
the,
afraid I've sidetracked this conversation. I think I'm going to go clean the dishes.
Give me
As
the damn
Balfour
pipe.
collects
Yeah,
all
get
of
rid
your
of those
dishes and
germs.
walks away.
What do you want me to send him?
I suppose
What's his name?
Hornless.
Hornless. Okay.
Well, is that his actual name?
That's
Like-
the name he
Fyrn?
goes
Like
by.
what?
Yeah, but like you're White Eye, but your real name is Fyrn. So, what was his mother's name that he gave?
What was his Christian name?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, his birth name.
He probably wouldn't like being called that.
Well, he doesn't need to address it. I think it'd just make it easier, or that's how
Yeah.
the magic of the spell works.
Yeah. Exactly. Is it like Todd? Todd
No,
Hornless?
no, his name is Gerandal.
There
Gerandal
you go.
Velheim.
I love that game.
All right.
You're thinking of
Valheim.
Valheim.
Oh, my apologies.
Is it not Valheim? Did I?
Velheim. It's an
Valheim.
E, not an A.
Oh, Valheim.
Big difference.
All right, sorry. It's my halcyon accent, you know. All right, and what do you want me to say to him?
Can I maybe write it down?
Yeah. Go ahead. Send the
Uh,
letter over to me.
Okay,
Write it on a napkin over there.
I start writing, and I'm reading out loud as I'm writing, like awkwardly. I heard you are a rumor that you are north of Aldhalor. I seek to end your fruitless crusade. My new clan is known as Iron and Mana. Please reply. I miss you. Your brother
Wait.
White Eye.
Wait. I seek to end your fruitless crusade. My what?
My new clan is called Iron and Mana.
Okay.
I miss you. Please reply. The White Eye.
How'd you spell
That
your brother's
rhymes.
name, Fyrn?
Gregarious.
I remember Geraldine, but I don't.
It's
think that's correct.
Hornless.
No, the other one, the other name.
Gerandal. Gerandel.
Gerandal. Listen, Geraldine wasn't that far off.
That's a lady name, I'm pretty sure. An old lady name. Sorry
so
for
you-
all those Gerandals,
you
Geraldines
heard
out
he
there.
was north.
What's up?
You heard he was north? Yeah, this is not going to work. I need 25 words.
Oh,
a little
well,
bit
you should have said so earlier.
Oh my goodness.
He did ask you how the bubbly wand works.
Yeah, I didn't explain.
Okay. Let me try and shorten it for you.
And let's just get rid of my new clan. It's called Iron and Mana. How about that? Is that right? Or
Fine.
do you need to say that to him? All right.
Well, I suppose if does he hear it in my voice, or does he?
Yeah, he's gonna hear it in my voice.
So why can't I just send it? He's gonna think that you're some
Because
imposter.
I got germs on my thing.
I don't care about
you
your
want
germs.
germs?
Yes. I take his thing from him.
No.
All right, we're fighting for it. Hand it here.
I thought I had control issues.
Yeah, seriously.
I feel like Bruce needs to learn wrist pocket.
Yeah. Actually,
Are you
It's not a
talking
bad
about
idea.
me or him?
Not a bad
Gloveless?
idea.
You! Clearly you. Always you.
I can't send a message to, my brother.
I don't know how this specific magic item works, but I assume, is it attunement? Do you have to attune to it? Is that the issue here?
Yeah, it takes a while here.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense than the weird germ thing that you were making up.
Bruce's made up germs.
I hope you get a disease. And then you come back to me and say, well, how did I get a disease? And I say, germs.
I mean, in our line of work, it was probably magic that gave him a disease, but
I'm already
Anyway.
cursed. How much worse can it get?
You need to go to the I was about to say the arcade. You need
This
to
has
go to the
gotten
academy.
crazy. Can you just keep it simple? Bruce, can you say, hi, my name is Bruce. I know
Thank
your
you.
brother Fyrn. He wants to check in on you. How
Yeah.
about we start there?
That's
All
like
right.
that's he can't fit the rest of the message.
I
in there if
got
he
it.
says
I
all
got
that.
it. I'll improvise this. All right.
oh, this will go really well. Jacquet makes sure to get very comfy as he watches Bruce improvise this.
I'm also not going to smoke the pipe in here. Looking at Jacquet.
No, it's okay. For this, I'm willing to experience it. Let's see
Alright.
you improvise this message, Bruce.
Here's your
Alright.
script. I hand him the piece of paper that says the same thing that I just told him.
Bruce picks it up. All right.
Oh, Fyrn, that wasn't a napkin. That was the tablecloth.
What?
I just ripped the hole out of the tablecloth.
All right, Bruce.
Improvise.
I'll count for ya.
Improvise.
Hey, Durandal. It's a friend of White Eye. We heard you are north. Fyrn wants to end your crusade. He misses you.
3 more.
Love,
Sweet Bruce.
Sweet Bruce.
Strong John.
You got the point of the message across, I guess.
Bruce, high or low?
Sean, today I'm feeling lucky.
Okay.
I'm gonna say hi.
Okay.
2.
Bruce, you can feel as the bubbles, the little smoke bubbles come out, or the smoke little shapes come out. You can feel that. Yeah, as it's all going into Jacquet's face, it does have a nice like spiced aroma to it, though. It doesn't smell like tobacco smoke. It's more like incense. You're not familiar enough with this person for the message to get to them.
Huh.
The message doesn't make it.
Thing's broken.
What do you mean? You just got it. You broke it already?
Did it not work?
I didn't just get it. No. I don't know. The magic's weird.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
try and look at him? That sounded weird. Do you want me to try and use my spell?
Oh, you could look at people?
Well, okay. When you say it like that, it sounds weird.
You said
I-
it like that.
Wait, when have you used this before?
Well, we located that
I used
demon with the girl that got stolen, the sister,
Uh-huh.
on the road back to Hyven.
Huh?
Bruce.
You
Yeah.
pay attention?
No, I don't actually. I mostly eat this really delicious meal, trying to fix my voice.
Well,
Fear,
but
do you want me to
if I'm
try? Love that you start every sentence with "Ah."
I thought we decided that, that would be a little rude.
It's not spying, it's just checking in.
It's only rude if they find out.
Well, Bruce couldn't do it. What makes you think you're so confident?
Oh, fuck you! I'm gonna do it anyway! Does he look like you?
No?
What's he look like?
I'm gonna guess he doesn't have horns, and he's blue like Fyrn.
Nope.
The
You got
wise
the
called-
first part right.
He's
Alright, no horns. What
red.
else?
No, he's a human.
As your brother.
What?
He was adopted.
Adopted? Oh, okay.
Right, so we've got a human man.
Devastating.
Yep.
That narrows it down. Do you have something of his?
Yeah, I do. Here we go. I search through and I find a small like torn up piece of paper that has a vague map of the north that I got from my character at level 1 from my backstory from my background.
Right.
And it's very tattered and worn, and you could barely read anything on it, but you could make out like vague shapes that made you think that this piece of paper probably was a map at one point.
Was it his
And-
map?
Yeah, I mean, we shared it.
So okay, all right. So I'm just gonna do this to fucking prove that I can. So DM, would that be a possession? Yes, that probably
Yes.
would be a possession.
Yes, it would.
Right. Here we go. Wisdom 17, please.
You got it, boss.
I just sit at the table going like this.
Everyone just stares at her for a little while. No, it takes a second, Sass, and for a moment you think like you
Fuck, I'm gonna look so fucking stupid.
and as you start to say I'm gonna look so fucking stupid, fuck, you hear a very light like a playful giggle is the best way to put it from your patron. Like she sounds like a normal person in the voice in your head for that moment, as opposed to, you know, a horrifying sea monster hag creature.
Yeah.
As then suddenly you just feel yourself as your face almost like sinks into a pool of water, and then just, and then you can see inky darkness then opens up to an oculus, and it succeeded as he rolled a 6. The first thing that this first sensation you get as your visual and auditory is just the sound of waves. Waves after waves after waves. And then you see, mingled in these waves are planks of wood, debris, detritus,
Uh-oh.
ripped sails.
Uh-oh. I imagine I'm saying that out loud as
As
Uh-oh. Oh no.
What's going on?
you perceive a bit more of the area with the oculus around it, the 360 view around it. You hear, in addition to these waves, you hear just sort of a cracking thunder that draws your attention. As you can see, along the shore is a really rocky shoreline. That shoreline, though, is also embittered with ice and frost, but it's mingled. There's like these like clinging glaciers almost to the side of these tall cliffs. But then like very minimal short grasses throughout. And then you see where the thunder came from, and it is the belching of smoke from an active volcano amongst these glacier lands. You look out to the waters and you can see sort of the skeleton or the corpse of a ship that has crashed into the rocks of this shoreline. And then you spot him. Sitting. He is a human man. He looks strong. He has clothes very similar to Fyrn's.
He has a horned helmet.
I know he has. I'm getting there. He's wearing a lot of furs. He has a beard that seems like it's been growing for a while. A horned helm rests on his head with a strap that goes around his chin and beard to keep it on. He has runes tattooed under his eyes, similar to the runes that Fyrn has in his weapons. He has these glacier blue eyes staring out, and he's just sitting in the water, like sitting just like arms on his knees, staring out on this coastline, basically at the ship that crashed into the rocks here. And like there's a brutal determinism in his eyes. Like he is in a trance almost as he's staring out.
Can I see anybody else around?
No, but you start to see bodies washing up on the shore.
And the look in his eyes, is it just like, does it look magical? Like a
The glacier
magical
blue?
trance? Yeah.
The color of his eyes doesn't look magical. He doesn't look like he's in a magical trance. He looks like
Okay,
he
yeah,
is
that
someone
sounds
who is staring so deterministically forward, someone so in a state of focus. And you would also notice the furs on him are wet. It looks as though he survived the shipwreck.
Yep. Okay. I'll watch for as long as the spell lasts. I think it's 10 minutes. Just to see if anything else, if he just stares for that full 10 minutes, or if he gets up and starts to walk up the coastline, or what.
For 10 minutes? For 10 straight minutes, he stares into the waters in the ship, unblinking, unmoving, as the foamy waters wash up to his fur-lined boots. And he, like, Fyrn wears furs all the time, but Fyrn also has, like, exposed flesh. He's wearing, like, thick layers of furs to keep himself warm, and, like, the boots are thick. Like, so he's adding mass. Like, he's probably much smaller than his silhouette looks, but there's so much Arctic clothing on him that his silhouette is larger. The only thing you notice him doing in this time is just occasionally thumbing a small horn that he keeps on a leather necklace, on a leather strand around his neck. And when I say small horn, I mean a blowing horn. Similar to Fyrn's, but much smaller.
Okay. All right. When that 10 minutes is up, I've been sitting here like this the whole entire time, just silently, or not silently, but like quietly cursing under my breath.
I guess that she's looked this long means that he's still alive.
And then when it comes out,
Oh.
Whew. All right. First of all, fuck you, I did it. Second of all, do you want to know? Kind of like Balfour said.
All
it's
the
not...
fucks and shits make it sound like it's not a very good situation.
It's not. Seems to be all right. You said last you knew he was on a ship,
I mean,
right?
is he safe? Is he alive? Does he have all his limbs?
Yes to the first, yes to the second. Oh, wait a minute. What was the order? Yes, he's alive. Yes, he has all his limbs. He looks safe for the moment. You said he was sailing, right? That he was on a ship?
I suppose. I mean, he could be anywhere.
All right, well, he's not on a ship anymore. It's fucking wrecked. It looked like it was up north, and he was just sitting on a shoreline amongst a bunch of rocks, as he looks like he was the only survivor of the wreck. And he had this look, this focus that I've never really seen before. What did you say he was going to?
A head pops out from the kitchen with a little apron on, and like washing a dish. And he's, were there any notable landmarks?
I was just about to say that.
Yes, thank you for the prompt. Yeah, there was a volcano, an active one. It looked like.
Anybody know of any volcanoes on the island that we're on? That I forgot that. Thank you. Aldhalor? Alfdal?
Alfdal. Alfdal is an island amongst the archipelago continent of Aldhalor.
Sean, would I know? Or do you need me to roll?
I would say give me a roll. You do know some basic stuff, but I just want to see if there's other things you know about. So give me a history or nature roll.
Well, it doesn't matter, but 7.
7. Okay. So
I'm just a country boy.
No. There's some basic things you know, but then you've basically gotten the partial. You get the partial information. You don't get to unlock the extra information. You know, at the very least, the most active volcanic area is actually in the south, at the Mirzan, which doesn't make sense though with the descriptions Sass is making with it being
saying there's snow and cold.
Yeah. The Mirzan lands there is no snow. It doesn't snow during the winter there. It is not a place where you find snow.
No snow.
No snow.
No games.
Straight to jail.
I will relay that. It's like, no, I don't. Anywhere in the Off Islands, at least anywhere I'm familiar with. I haven't ventured far, but I've only heard of volcanic activity in the southern part of the island chain, and
No, it's kind
and I've never heard snow there.
It was too cold. He was wrapped up in furs that looks like yours, Fyrn.
Well, Balfour, being a traveled adventurer such as yourself, do you happen to know where this might be?
I'll ask one of you to roll me a d20 real quick for Balfour.
I'll do it. I'm
Okay,
feeling
no.
lucky, Sean.
Punk.
Sean.
You're feeling lucky.
Punk.
Don't call upon Lady Luck's name.
No, I got a 7.
Okay.
It's a lucky number.
Just like me.
Balfour would peek back in as he's finished cleaning the plates, and he takes his apron off that he found in the closet. I'm sorry, but I travel primarily between the capital lands and here. I've never been that far north.
Are you sure that he was meant to be in the islands, Fyrn?
I mean,
Before we even, maybe you should tell us more about what his journey was that you think that he was in danger. Maybe we.
Yeah,
Get
what's
out.
this hopeless crusade he's on? Fruitless, what was the word?
Why do you think he's in danger? I mean, clearly he is, but what? Please,
well, I
give
mean,
us some information.
I'm afraid I don't have much information to share. I only thought that he might be in danger from what the devil said, saying that he was in the north and that the north would be my death. You know, as for his quest, it's nothing. It's a myth. Just
Sure.
a children's story that was made up by our people.
But what is it? Because he looked fucking focused, Fyrn.
Also, myths, stories, they're rooted in truth. Maybe this myth isn't totally true, but there could be some gems of information that might lead us to where he could be.
Sure, we've encountered stranger things also.
The truth is, when I was exiled from my people, there's a tradition that comes along with it where we're sent off to complete an impossible task. Something that was made so that we'd never be able to return. It was intentionally created this way, so that people who break their oaths can never see their homes again. He doesn't understand that. He thinks that it's an opportunity for him to show everyone that he could defy the odds, but it doesn't make any sense, Fruitless. I can't. Even with these myths and rumors from the academy and all this crap, it's just all nonsense. It's
So-
people wanting to believe that there's powers out there that are beyond their control. That
Jacquet is
Don't
just
really-
looking at Saskia and Sal like,
Sal waves at you.
What?
I was gonna let Fyrn. It was more. The point being is that Jacquet, me, is showing that there are powers beyond our control, i.e., the Machina and Salvatore, and Saskia and her patron. My point being is that Fyrn might want to open up the realm of possibilities in his mind. But I'm sorry. Continue, Fyrn.
Wait. So what is the task that your brother has to do to get back from?
Yeah, that
like,
was
the
my
inside?
next question.
we're set to retrieve an artifact.
Were you
And
both
what is the
exiled at the
name?
same time?
Yes. It was an artifact that, in myth, I suppose, killed the god.
What's the
Aye.
name of the artifact?
Well, it's hard to pronounce in your tongue.
All right. What's it in yours?
Well,
It's even harder to pronounce.
The thing is, this artifact, despite my but despite my belief that it is a myth, also is a part of my oath to my people. If I am to hunt for this thing, it is accepting that my brother was right, and I can't give myself that sort of hope. I've come to terms long ago that I'll never be able to return home, and I have to keep that promise.
So he's still searching for this god-killing artifact,
Last time I checked,
and it's in the north.
It was, and you know it to be in the Aldhalor Islands. Is that what was said?
I
And you
I
don't
asked
want to give him the
the-
satisfaction of getting it?
I
Yeah, I
asked.
got that too, Bruce.
Mm.
Okay.
Honestly, nothing would be greater than for me to retrieve my ability to go home, but this is not it's a quest like the ones that we've seen before. It's something that was intentionally made to be impossible. I even in the myths, those who touch the Ithildagnir are said to be killed, if not worthy.
When he says the Ithildagnir, does that bring anything?
No, I will say none of you will have any knowledge of this in your backgrounds.
I pull out a small piece of paper that anybody who has gotten research done at the academy would probably be able to recognize who it came from. What was his name? Lucas?
Lucas.
Something with it? Yes.
Lucas Pascal.
Lucas found this for me and wrote some notes down, and it's a little detailed. It's about like a few pages of research, but there's a small part at the bottom that is written in a different dialect that I read out to you, and it says, "The Ithildagnir, as they call it, the dead hammer in this script, awaits the worthy in the palm of the unworthy, near the resting place of the first exile. The worthy must take the this part I can't really read in this garden of rim decay. Rimmed in decay. I don't garden of rim
Rhymed.
decay.
Rhymed.
Rhymed decay. I don't know what that means. There, where the unworthy find no peace, only the long piercing agony of the hoarfrost.
So
I
let me get
just-
this straight, Fyrn. You wanted to go north originally because it had some answers about your mask.
Right?
Has that changed?
No.
But in addition now, your brother's there. And do you want to stop him from trying to get this artifact? Do you want to get it first? Do you want to get involved at all? Like, what's...
I don't think this artifact. I mean, this document. I'm not even sure it's real. I don't want my brother to be holding on to these hopes that he can fight. He doesn't know how to stop a fight once he starts it. He won't accept his loss, and now that
Really?
you know,
Yorke just holds up a hand to high five Sass at that.
High five him right back.
are you guys just gonna pick at me, or you want to
No,
hear
I
what I
want
have to
finish-
say?
So
I'd finish
there,
what
we're
you were
asking you
saying.
what you want to do. It sounds like you don't
Yeah.
want to do anything because you don't believe in it. Regardless if you believe in it or not, it sounds like your brother's in peril, danger.
Well, no, it sounds like he wants to go and stop him.
Right. I mean, I've tried before using words, but I don't know. It just seemed like it always. I didn't have a strong enough case back then when I was just a wanderer, lost from home. I didn't have the strength to stand up to him and tell him that he was wrong, but I feel differently now. I mean, I found you folk, and I feel like if he tried, he could make a better life for himself
You're looking
down
out for him.
south. I want that for him.
Can you remind me again, Fyrn? What did you and your brother do to get you guys exiled?
This, you don't need to hear that story again, do you?
Have we heard it?
I don't remember it. I'd like to hear it. Balfour hasn't heard it, right? Balfour?
Oh no, and I would love to get to know you all a lot better. As he
Ian
now
just
comes
has a
in, Balfour comes in
scowl.
now and puts some tea down that he brewed in there while you guys were talking.
Oh,
My
fantastic.
I'm no knight of the cups. So my tea is wanting, but I think the warmth will be good for this conversation.
Fion's just like scowling quietly, like as everybody's getting ready to like hear what he has to say, and then he like,
Mage hands over a little cup. Oh, a little strong. A little strong.
do I really have to talk about this? I usually don't
I
bring it
mean,
up. It's
you don't have to-
Yeah.
it's a sore subject.
Yeah, why not? What is
Can
it?
I,
Gotta know at some point, right?
can I at least have a drink first?
There's tea. Balfour just made tea. Are you going to be rude and deny him that?
I just look at the tea and don't drink it. And say, I killed a man, a clansman, to save my brother's life. We were caught up with what I didn't know at the time was an airship. It had landed in the north, coming down for supplies. Some, I believe they were elves searching for. Oh, Sean, maybe you could help me out here. I don't think it was
Yeah.
in my notes. Was it the Bunkos?
You in your original notes, you didn't have something that you didn't have a particular organization, but I would say, It would be some kind of company like the Bunkos. You wouldn't have known what they were called at the time, but it would have been something along that line. It would have been a Kirinor vessel. Definitely a Kirinor vessel.
Okay. They said they were from Kirinor, and that they were landing due to the harsh weather conditions and needed to stock up on supplies and acclimate. Maybe repair something that was failing. Me and my brother found them, and we reported to our clan. But the leaders, they didn't agree with us reaching out and assisting them. They saw it as a invasion, a trespass, and sent our soldiers to attack the downed airship. There was a battle, and during the scuffle, a rival of ours took the opportunity to attack my brother. I was injured and desperate, and I went off instinct, and I killed a kid, Scaldblade, and afterwards my people apprehended us. I needed to show that I was I'd broken the pact, our oaths, never to kill without reason, never to kill our family, our clan, and this is the reason why I'm banished.
But it sounds like you had a reason.
Not in terms of the oath. My brother, when he fought, he was particularly enthralled with violence. He sometimes didn't know when to stop himself, and this rival of ours, they'd got into previous fights many times before. This was just the one where Hornless was unawares. He got the drop on him, and typically these things don't end violently, but I mean, they don't end with death. Sometimes they're injured, but I couldn't see my brother lose. I didn't want him to be maimed or to be dishonored. And we both paid for it.
I reach over and put a hand on Fyrn's hand across the table. Well, then it sounds like he wants to go make it right and protect him. And we've still got the heat on us in Hyven, looking around at the rest of them. Is that our next move?
I think we need to rest a little longer. Septimus is still recovering.
Also,
And-
we're gonna need a lot of materials if we're gonna travel north.
Sure.
We don't
Sounds
even know
like-
where this location is. We have to do a little bit of scouting and research to make
Research,
sure we know
yeah.
we're going in the right direction.
We'll have to take a ship.
To get it.
Sounds like-
Shucks.
Do we need to take a ship?
I
mean, it
think it's
was-
best if we want to get there
Yeah.
in a timely fashion. Also, if his brother was on the shore, and makes sense that that'd be the easiest way to find our landmark.
Hmm.
Don't worry, we won't get shipwrecked like he did, because I know the sea.
Septimus just gives a very uncomfortable breath.
I know you don't like the ocean, Septimus.
Well, north is treacherous. And if you don't take the sea there, you'll have to climb over a labyrinth of mountains, even harsher.
Is there a mine we can go under? You know.
A mine.
What
is
about
it?
some eagles
I-
that could just fly us there?
Oh, there are no eagles large enough in Aldhalor Islands, I believe.
What are you trying to say about our weight?
I would not go. Cause a doom. I would not take past Moria.
Is that from something?
What does the Oathbreaker say?
I don't know.
We take the mines. No. The Gap of Gosu.
There's your one shot. It's been a while.
The Gap of Gosu takes us too close to
A
Machina.
little bit more than one. He's-
I mean, it's
I'm
kind of
sorry.
the same one, just
Yeah.
extrapolated upon.
Yeah. You'll need all the preparations that you can get. My brothers and sisters from the north leave for a reason. There are very few remnants in the north. Very few places to stop for food. Very few places to stop for warmth and shelter. Ruins of an old civilization and unsettled spirits. Whatever you've experienced in Asia, storms, the Vescent blots, the untethered elementals, it's far worse in the north. And they are not wandering. They're violent, hungry. They will not simply let you pass. They will hunt you, expel you violently from the land. A mingling of elemental spirit and haunted souls.
Sounds like a suicide mission.
Not
it's
with
anything-
1,000 men, could I? Sorry, I'm done now. It is folly. No.
Are you saying that one does not simply walk into the north?
The Gosu haunt is a graveyard. But if your journey takes you there, all I say is that you take the time to prepare yourselves.
Balfour, do you suppose there's any good towns or places where we can stock up on provisions? Besides Hyven, of course. Maybe charter a boat if possible. On the way.
Well, as far as provisions, Septimus just jumped in. I know some of the local farm owners. I'm sure we can talk to them and see if we can buy some of their yearly storage if they have any extra for the winter.
I don't think we need to worry about freezing food for longevity since it'll be so cold up there.
There are only 2 locations to visit. 2 settlements in the Gosu haunt. Serkanto. It's the de facto capital of the Gosu haunt. It's where their Commodore lives. Very few live there. But they refuse to leave, descended from those who abandoned the highlands when the freeze took over. Even further north is the Ainso Plateau. The old capital of Samalto remains. Hermits.
What's that name again?
Samalto?
Samalto.
Thank you.
The land is frozen over, even in the summer. Littered with empty towns and old temples. You'll find the hardiest people in Samalto. They don't speak common. They're uninterested in outsiders. They are truly those who've entrenched themselves in forgotten lands. Sekanto will have people who will welcome you with open arms, provision you, prepare you, and even offer aid as you head north. Some vessels will port in the deeper bays. There's also those who will go north to the Chrysaltos Islands, north of the Gosu Haunt, where whatever cursed ice doesn't touch. So you have your choice. Approach from the south in the Gosu settlements, or approach from the north in the Chrysaltos settlements. Or find a deep harbor, a deep bay, to anchor your vessel and approach from the middle.
I reach into my bag and I pull out one more piece of paper. This one has a crude drawing of a temple on it, one from my dreams, and I show it to Balfour and say, "Does this look familiar to you? Any of the places you described?"
I can't say that I know this particular temple, but judging from the size of it, well, it's actually a bit difficult to understand your size references. Was it quite large in this dream?
Yes, I suppose it was on a mountain.
Well, the largest old temples are in the Ainso Plateau, the most northern parts. Old temple cities from the monks of the Gosu. Much of the history is lost, locked away in those mountains. But from what I understand, the most spiritual ancestors of Aldhalor called this place home. There's not much other knowledge available. Myself, I'm a humble knight of the sword. I never studied much. Not one for the wand. I know these places from those I've made friends of, and what little lore I have gathered in my time in Aldhalor.
Very well. I suppose we have somewhat of a heading. I believe that if we seek the rumors of the Dagnir, we're bound to find my brother eventually. Although he might be in a predicament such as he is now, as you've seen, I never questioned his strength. I suppose if we, instead of trying to find where he was, it's better to aim for where he might go, follow our current clues, and hopefully meet with him somewhere. Does that sound logical to you?
Checks out.
In that case, sounds like Samalto, although, yeah, like you said, is the old capital and a little bit rustic. Might be the best place for us to start. It's the closest to the mountains you claim, at the furthest north part of the Gosu Haunt.
Well, it sounds like the best option right now, but I think maybe we just have a little bit more time to sleep on this. We do have some time to prepare.
Yes, it's quite a journey.
And you still need to rest, Septimus.
I'm aware.
You were dead like 48 hours ago.
It's only expressing my thoughts. Of course, the true decision lies with the group.
Of
I
course.
will defer to the clan on this. I don't look down or look away after saying that. I'm kind of just like staring into Septimus's eyes for a minute, like awkwardly, and then I look at everyone else and say, you all, thank you for listening. It's not easy for me to talk about this stuff, but it's good to know that you all want to help. Feels good.
Of course we do, Fyrn. I know we give you shit. A lot of shit. But, just listen to you speak about that. It means something to you.
Someone's got to keep you humbled, big guy?
I kind of just like punch him in the shoulder
Oh.
from that response. A light jab.
I feel like a light jab even for Fyrn is still...
Yeah, let's get some. Let's get a list going and prep some materials. We'll see what we need to do. We need to do some research too about the North as well.
I guess for the last hurrah of iron and mana, this'll have to do.
What are you talking about, the last hurrah? Are we disbanding after this?
Oh, I mean, we can't go back to Hyven.
Yes.
No.
Speaking of which, that's something I wanted to bring up also. As far as I feel like the conversation that Bruce had with the Commodore seemed a little iffy. And then I'm wondering if I was thinking of potentially a way we can know for certain if she still has faith in us.
Oh.
However, it might involve lying to her.
What did you have in
Is
mind?
that something that we're okay with, I suppose?
I mean, I lie for a living, so yeah, no worries.
We're on the same page, but I think
I
if you have us to tell her our location, obviously don't want to tell her that we're here if we're not trusting. But what if we told her somewhere else, someone that we've been to before that's not too far away? The Sean, refresh my memory. What was the name of that? tavern
Villagrass.
that-
Oh,
well, not
the
Villagrass.
The coyote and the badger.
coyote and badger.
How far away was that from like the farm? Like, well, not that far. like, a couple
Not
days,
that far.
a
It's
day or
only
two?
2 or 3 days from your farm.
Was it like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah, about 4 or 5
What if we
days,
were to
depending
say
on
that
if
we
you're
were-
on horse or not.
Yeah.
From Hyven.
What if we say that we were staying there? It would make somewhat sense. It'd be somewhere we've been, somewhere we can lay low that's outside of Hyven. We know the innkeeper. Perhaps maybe Bruce can message him and just he doesn't. We don't even need to tell him the full story. Just let him know that we're expecting somebody looking for us, and if he can just keep an eye out. We wait a few days, check on him, and we see what kind of people are sent to, I guess, send for us.
The only... I think that's a solid plan. The only issue I see is what if she's got magic like I do and can see us and know that we're not there?
They might even ask us where we are.
It's a fair point.
I guess maybe to see if she could still trust us. That is a good point.
I need to.
I don't know the full power of the Commodore.
That would be good to put some sort of enchantment around this building at some point to prevent that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a private sanctum or something.
enough with your magical mumbo jumbo, Bruce. I never know what you're talking about with these stupid ideas.
You use magic all the time.
Yeah, Fyrn.
Right, but he's
super
always
nice.
talking about these weird contraptions, teleporting circles and chalk and
And you can beat the
robots.
shit out of someone and splatter him with blood. He doesn't find that
Yeah, how
pleasant either.
interesting is that? So
I love this idea that Fyrn has like jock magic and Bruce has nerd magic.
Magic.
I've got what do you call it? High school and up, elementary school textbook magic.
Yeah.
He's got like advanced college degree,
Right.
master's magic.
While I'm like slapping people with medals.
Yeah.
But to your point, Septimus, I think it's a good idea to maybe throw her off the trail a little bit.
Well, is there anything maybe one of you can add to that? I'm up for any suggestions.
Well, I suppose if you're gonna tell her that we're gonna be someplace that we're not, why don't we just tell her that the truth, that we're going incredibly far away, someplace that she won't even be able to reach us.
I think the intent here is that we want to find out what her interest is. If she asks where we are and then sends some assassins, that tells us a lot about the Commodore's character. But if she just sends one of her associates, the vampire boy, then we know that it's just purely trying to actually check in on us.
Well, where would you send her? I mean, even this
Just-
town. Yeah, I know, but like, it doesn't seem safe for them if we
Well, then
just sick. If your inferences are true, and she does send an assassin to kill us, why would we want to send an assassin anywhere that we've been before?
we could
it
go
just-
and just
just-
watch.
you know what?
Go and watch, right?
Fyrn is not entirely wrong. You are sending assassins into a tavern of someone you claim to be an ally, and
Oh, we don't know that.
Not
they're
an ally
assassins.
of. Don't give two shits about that, Fearbog.
Well,
Um,
even so, what?
Jacquette, Balfour gives you a sharp look when you say that, and he becomes quiet very quickly.
Anyways, stop
Anyways.
talking after that for a second.
The assassin wouldn't kill anyone there. They would show up, see that we're not there, and leave. The Commodore is not sloppy. She wouldn't murder innocent people in a tavern. Those are the people she claims to be protecting.
Well, if you're claiming that she's going to be protecting these people, then why are you worried about her assassinating you?
Because we've embarrassed her, potentially. She doesn't want anything to do with us. That's
Definitely.
Iron and Mana died of their wounds fighting the De Leons in a heroic fashion, as opposed to continually being alive and sullying her name in the name of Hyven.
I mean, I don't know if
Fair
she
enough.
cares that much.
It sounds as though you don't know this woman very well.
We don't.
No? I think she's done that on purpose. Do you know anything about Commodore Midori? I've heard stories that she potentially used to be a hedge paladin.
And he has that smile, that little slight smile of like, someone asked me about lore I know. I've met Commodore Midori when she was very young. She would have made a great knight, but her life took a different route. She had great faith in the people. I only visited her a few times in Azure City on my travels. She asked me many questions about the Order. She was said to be mentored by a different knight. Although I always sensed that she wanted to be more of a knight of the cups or sword. Her father wished her to be a knight of the wand if she were to join this order, given their status. She started that route. This is a area of lore of our order where I have some disagreements. A knight of the wand and a knight of the coin. or best if they are repentive, have lived a life before they take the oath. Though some believe one can be raised into those oaths. And he looks to you all, and I would just like everyone to just give me a charisma roll. Straight charisma.
Can I use intimidation, Sean?
No, everyone has a different DC for this based on your general relationship so far with Balfour of one day.
Ooh.
Septimus, you can go first.
3.
Oh, Seppi.
The
Bruce.
tea's too hot. You burnt your tongue.
18.
Nice.
And if I want, can I add 5 to that?
Sure.
Yeah, 23.
Saskia?
22.
Jacquet.
Well, this is
It's a straight roll.
charisma.
Yes, sorry. My brain
Yeah, there's
immediately
no
was
lot-
thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's Jacquet has the same skills as everyone else.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Or I
Fear.
guess not skills, attributes.
16 for Fyrn.
Okay. I would say that he hesitates to continue. He mostly, it's not hard to read the room. He is somewhat distrustful of Jacquet. But
You were being racist earlier.
I wouldn't say that, but
There's no race involved.
no,
You're
he's
being
just,
speciesist.
he's
No.
just, no, he just was like, I don't trust that fucking tavern keeper.
It's not even trust. Jacquet just doesn't care.
Exactly, which is why Balfour is
Right.
developing a heart and toughened skin to Jacquet.
It's logical.
I was heading to Hyven to try to beseech Commodore Umadori to complete her training. She's lived a life since she forsook that path. And perhaps the oath of wand or coin would help bring her back into the good grace of the people. But from what you've told me, the venomous politics of the islands may have taken her.
Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy.
I mean, we don't-
Septimus will jump in for a second to kind of take that back. Well, or perhaps it's us that have been poisoned. We've been through quite a lot in Hive in the past couple months, where we've become a bit abrasive, non-trusting of anyone. I can't say that there's, and you know Commodore Umadori maybe better than we do. Any sort of distrust that we have is just because we don't trust anyone but ourselves. That's what we had to learn. There's nothing that she has done outright to make us distrust this way.
Wow.
Because
Remember when she
because
wouldn't share information with us?
her underlings, it's usually how it works. You don't always need to give. But anyway, I don't want you to have us sway your opinion of her. We are just trying to make sure that
I understand.
succumb to our own hubris again.
It is often said that the Knights of the Sword are quite naive about some of these ideals of politics and governance and the cities of the islands and of our places.
Well, tell me, Balfour, now that you have told us your quest and you've heard what we have planned, or, what we're planning, how do you fare in all of this? spoke last night as if you wanted to work with us to fight against the demon's foretold fate.
Well, perhaps what you've also said has given me some enlightenment of my quest. Perhaps my quest was truly to bring me to you. What that means is perhaps the fates of the world or the fates of myself. I offered to help you in whatever you needed in the moment, because you've given me good graces.
Perhaps you can be the solution then in this query that we're speaking of. If we tell the Commodore that you will be our middleman for communication to keep our our location secret, you might be able to get might be able to speak with her, to push on your own agenda as well as ours.
Wait, actually, that's a good idea. I have something to add to that. What if I actually message her and say that we ran into you and we're under your care right now?
Or
How she reacts, that could tell us a little bit more information. I don't know.
so an idea. I was possibly going to say, why don't you just tell her? Why don't you just go ahead and tell her where we are, and not mention Balfour? And then Septimus will turn to Balfour. He's like, and then we can see then what her intentions are. If she just wants the rendezvous, then you have every reason to continue on your quest. But if it's something a little more sinister, then you'll have your answer. You've proven yourself to be a capable fighter, and I take it if it is something that it would put us in danger, you'll be there by our side protecting us.
A quick test. Something Knight with the Blade would do.
And this way, we're not putting anybody potentially in harm's way.
I would prefer this. I would prefer that. And I would be happy to defend you, even if you wish not to fight. I will stand off these assassins.
The additional variable I think that we're forgetting is Ahmed and the members of the Domugosu trade company that may come a knockin' as well. He just had a meeting or is having a meeting with the Commodore very soon. And if she knows where we are, she might tell him.
That's a good point.
I haven't even considered that. Maybe that's the reason outright that she wants to know our locations, because she's looking for you. Only you.
What if I say Jacquet fled?
I think we're getting way too... You know what? This is getting a little too harebrained for me. We either say where we are or we don't. I think it's best if we just let things lie as they are. Unless she reaches out again, we just focus on ourselves and what we're doing. Let Septimus recover, get our supplies, get prepared, and then we leave a ship out of Hyven in the middle of the night.
Whatever you decide to do, I would be interested in knowing Zuri's I would be interested in understanding her motivations now, and if there is something that can be salvaged, some sort of repentance that she can make if she has turned so against the people. Regardless, on your long quest, I would be happy to help defend your home while you're away. It would
Would
be
you really do that?
I'll be honest with you, there is a good centralization of it for helping the people of these farmlands. So I may do other quests while you're away, help the local community. But a bed and a fire is all I need.
We should probably repair some walls, too.
I imagine we'll spend some time here before we set out. But hearing Jacquet say that, I think he may have changed my mind. Maybe not saying anything to Commodore is best. We need to focus on one task. Let it be helping Fyrn.
Do you want me to look in on her and see if she's plotting anything? 'Cause I still can do that one more time today. Or
We can
maybe
just leave it
tomorrow.
at maybe I think if we leave it at that, might be the best.
Yes,
If she really wants to know where we are, she'll reach out again, and then we'll have to reconsider.
Actually, but the data point for how well her establishment is protected via divination magic might be useful one.
it's
It is
Go
possible
for
that
it.
the more we try to reach out to her and communicate, she won't need a reason for us to tell us where we are.
I suppose I'm a little worried for her, to be honest. With us gone, suppose she survived without us in the past, but Ivan's become quite a violent place since we showed up.
I think it was always that violent, Fyrn. Don't give us too much credit now.
Yes,
We may have just stirred up the hornet's nest a bit, but Mr. Greaves, the De Leon brothers, they were always there doing their thing.
I still think that she has the good of Hyven in mind, despite her, secrets. I just, I'll go with what you all decide, but I haven't given up hope on her.
But you have given up hope on your brother finding your Iffle-Dickful thing, hmm?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe Jacques, he's not giving up hope in his brother. He's giving up hope in a quest he's on. In fact, Fyrn has hope in his brother for a brighter future.
Right.
That's how you want to see it, sure.
I've decided now that Balfour is just the anti-Jacques. Anytime Jacques gives like a quip.
Love it.
Well, as I said, I'm here for now to help you. And if that's staying here and helping protect your home while you're away, and your neighbors, that's what I'll do. If not, then I will move on to Hyven.
Very well.
But it seems you'll have time to prepare and decide. For now, I'll stay with you. Could use
Yes,
a
if
break
you'd-
from the road. This tower. Maybe I'll try sleeping here tonight.
It's quite comfortable.
Especially if there's demons afoot. But if there's demons afoot, perhaps I should sleep outside. He walks away.
True conundrum.
It's always a conundrum, Jacques, deciding how best to protect your new friends.
I mean, I have more, but I think we're good here.
I almost had him like aggressively be nice about that and be like, "Oh, I'd like to hear."
Oh, well, you see.
But anyway, as you finish up your breakfast and conversation, I think we'll take a short break.
Woo!
Here.
Folks, we'll be back shortly. See you all very soon.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody, to Adrift in Aldhalor. Our heroes are figuring out their next move, really making like a pretty major decision on what they're going to do next. It's going to take up a lot of time, but they need to prep for it. But as we come back, I imagine you all maybe took a break from each other for a couple hours and then come back at some point. But you finished up breakfast. And you know at least that you are planning roughly to travel north to help out Fyrn's brother, or find Fyrn's brother. Also along the way, hopefully get rid of his curse. And maybe, I don't know, maybe find a god-killing weapon.
The myth doesn't
If the
exist.
rumors are true.
You're getting our hopes up.
Yeah, I know. All under the guidance of Balfour in this moment, but a lot of it has to do with the politics of Hyven. So, we're probably going to, maybe not tonight, but next session, move into downtime. That may have a few specific things that you may want to do that involve role-playing. alongside the research and purchasing of supplies. Throughout your time, maybe, there's a lot that you guys have to do. It's going to take you a little while of time. So we're looking at a decent chunk of downtime. I'll say at least it's going to be a week and a half to 2 weeks of downtime of just figuring things out, research, whatnot. That's at the bare minimum of preparing and research. You can do more than that. Remember, research is something that takes a long time. It takes a week of work to research something, and you may not even get a full discovery from that. It's role-based. Fyrn, your Ithildagnir lore was you getting one piece of lore for it, which was the clue that was given to you. You can get up to 3 pieces of lore about something with research. And remember, you can pay money to increase your chances by adding more scholars to it. You automatically have a scholar with Lucas. So you can do research without spending money by just having Lucas do it for a week. But you can increase the chances by paying for more scholarship with Lucas or more resources. Bruce, if there's anything you want to be crafting or helping to craft, that will also take time. Acquisition of specific items that you might be looking for also takes time. If, say, you're looking for a specific magic item, I heard some mentions of that during the break. Sometimes it may take the proprietor time to source that magic item as well. Certainly you don't have, it would take a long time to enchant something like that, but someone can potentially look for or source it for you. So just saying all of this so you can know, like, how much time do you want to spend on this? Do you want to be spending the minimum 1 to 2 weeks just to get a little bit of research and supplies? Or is there more? Don't decide tonight. We don't have time to decide tonight in game. This is something to plan for next session when we would be engaging in the downtime. But for tonight, we'll play out the rest of sort of your preliminary plans for it. So we're approaching midday. What would you all be doing after you dispersed? Not necessarily what do you want to do, but what's everyone up to? Just as part of the rest of the day.
Why do you need to know? Why?
Just asking what you're doing between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Septimus would take a journey over yonder to the property of Dovana and thank Granny for sending a care package and also setting up the help of rebuilding the house.
Would anyone go with him for that, or would you let him wander off on his own? Well, not wander off. He has a place he's going.
Septimus, do you want some company? You really shouldn't be walking by yourself yet.
Oh, you of course, please come by with me by all means. It's not that far of a walk. I've done it plenty of times in my youth.
Yeah, but you didn't just die 48 hours ago. I will abandon my little station that I had made myself, where I was reorganizing the chaos that is my bag into a different kind of chaos, because I decided I wanted to change up how it was in there, and I will walk with Septimus.
You just walk away from just like all your shit out.
Yep, it's just there. Nobody touch it.
I wasn't going to go by
exactly
myself.
Everything is.
Septimus would have vocalized it to the rest of the group and gave an open invitation if anybody else also wanted to come.
Fyrn looks and says, I think I'll pass. There's a lot of work to be done around the house, and I want to, while we're here, I want to spend as much time on the farm as I can.
Yeah, a lot of work, Jacquet says from underneath the tree. He's been kind of snoozing under reading a novel.
Bruce, there are these, the top of the house, I mean, it's using some roofing. What is that? Like, do you know how that works?
Shingles?
Yeah, shingles. Okay. Right, shingles.
Do you want me to show you how to patch that?
Yeah.
All right. Come over here.
Bruce and Fyrn.
Yeah. Bruce shows. Bruce has to they don't have shingles.
We gotta get clay from the river and bake it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we can make it impromptu. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Why don't
two of you
just
will
use
work on
tree
that.
bark?
Yeah, and also kind of hard to do that in the winter.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nobody touch my shit.
The two of you, though, begin to walk down a path, Septimus, that you've walked down plenty of times. Sass, you would notice that as the snow is sort of... Saskia? I'm sorry. You would notice this is like a very lovely path that's lined with very old trees that were either planted here before Septimus's family took the property or have been cultivated by Septimus's parents and family. And the ground is worn as a desired path that has gone through here with some fresh snow off to the sides as the two of you walk along it. It's not it's a short walk in the sense of someone who grows up on a farm. It's not a short walk for someone who grew up on a boat.
You call this a fucking short walk, Septimus? How are you not winded? Oh, and I cast levitate on myself, and I'm just levitating now.
For 10 minutes.
But wait, you have to hold my hand because I can't control it. It's not fly.
His third
Okay.
hand is just on his back, you know.
Yes, exactly.
But eventually you would start to hear the sounds of horses. As you remember, Granny Lonnie is very, very proud of her horses she raises. You might even wonder if the horses that you purchased were sold by Granny Lonnie to the proprietor you got them from. But you would eventually get to her property where, like I said last time, it has the very vast areas for the horses, but it also has like that really big like processing yard where she has a lot of structures. Like Septimus's farm is very humble in comparison to hers. She's been working her entire life on this property. And you would very quickly already notice that there's other people here. It's not just her and her family. There are several community members. You can see Granny Lonnie like standing in the middle, this dwarven woman. She's got in one arm, she has this calico cat that is like aggressively trying to get out of her arms and is just sort of like, but she's just holding on tight. And every time the cat tries to get out, she just holds on tighter. In the other arm, she has this, she just has a puppy. She just has a puppy in one arm that she's just sort of, this woman loves animals, is I guess the short of it. And her pride and joy is raising animals. As you just hear her go, oh, yes, that'll do just fine. That'll just fine. Load it onto the wagon. We're going to head over there in an hour. Oh. And then she turns and she sees you. She drops both of the animals. But thankfully she's a dwarf, so the dog just sort of plops down and scurries off, and the cat darts out to the fields. But she just starts to like walk like she trips a few steps, but then comes rushing over to you, Septimus, and she grabs you and pulls you down by your collar. And she's just sort of like, oh, little Seppi. And she's immediately like touching your face, like, because you're looking a little haggard still. And she's like, oh, what have they done to you in the city? What have they done to you in the city, Seppi? Oh, you look like shite. Oh, come in. Oh, Saskia, it's good to see you. It's so good to see you. Come inside. I got to feed you. You look like skin and bones. And she gets behind Septimus now and starts pushing him towards the door.
I'm just chuckling and following behind.
And as she's pushing Septimus, she's right behind Septimus. You're right behind her. The puppy's following right behind you.
I turn around and give it some scratches. Hello, friend.
It's a little Aldhalian beagle.
What makes it Aldhalor?
They were bred here. Yeah, because I don't know, what do beagles do? What are beagles bred for?
Don't they have long ears?
They do have long ears, but they're really loud.
They're scent hounds.
Yeah,
They're for hunting foxes. Remember Fox and the Hound?
exactly right. And they need to hunt foxes frequently on a farm where they raise a lot of chickens. So that's why, yeah.
Yeah, that's totally the
Glad
lore.
we could help with that lore building.
Yep, we all know where beagles come from in Aradun now. They come from Aldhalor.
Good job, Stefan. We're asking the tough questions.
But anyway, she shoves you inside, Septimus. And you go back into that same house. It's kind of like long. It has that living room area. Everything's like really like built on top of each other. It's like, oh, I built a desk, but then I wanted to add to the desk. And then I wanted to add to the tool I added to the desk. So everything is just sort of, it's very modular in a lot of ways, Septimus. It's almost like maybe spending time here as a kid got your gears turning at different points. But once you met Sal. But she's immediately rushes into the kitchen. She shoves you down and forces you to sit down on the sofa that she has, and then she taps the cushion and looks at you, Sass. Like, sit here.
Yes, ma'am. I sit right down next to Septimus.
Septimus, did you get my package?
Yeah, of course I did. And that's the reason why we're both here right now. We want to extend our gratitude. It was very sweet of you.
Thank you so much. They were so warm.
Oh, well, I hadn't seen you in a while. We came wandering by, we saw the state of the place. And then, of course, the other night we heard a big boom. Oh, the trees are all gone from the hilltop. We were worried sick. Haven't seen Dolvan in so long. She's been back in Hive and she hasn't returned home. And I'd hoped if I saw you, I'd hear news of her.
When was the last time I actually saw Dolvana? It had been a while. Like, it was only like when we first got to Hive.
When you first got here was the last time you saw Dolvana. And the last time you heard about Dolvana is that she started apprenticing with someone else at the academy besides Sigil.
Right. Well,
we know who?
from what I hear,
You never found out who.
well, we both,
I thought.
we're both.
Or some
very
of you may have.
Yeah.
It's my notes somewhere.
Anyway, continue.
We've been very busy, and yes, Hyven has gotten the better of me. So it's good to get back into a nice, quiet countryside and get some rest for now. But from what I hear, Duval's doing well. I haven't seen her personally myself, but just under the tutelage of one of the professors at the academy. And I'm sure she's thriving. She's always been very bright.
I always told her there's nothing you can find in that damned academy you can't find here on the farm, or up in the hills, or over by the creek, or up at go to Billowgrass for, I almost said Christ's sake, for moon's sake. But Hyven, there's all that grime, all the crime, all the slime. It's admittedly, I haven't been there in years, but
It's still grimy and slimy and grimy.
grimy.
Right.
Oh. Oh, well, it's good to hear she's doing well, though.
Oh, I must also ask, yeah, I saw that, I mean, I'm sure some of the other neighbors that accompanied you in helping rebuild the side, I must know who's done it so I can extend a thank you to them as well.
Oh, Septimus. Always a wonder that you grew up so polite when you're... moon rest their souls, but when your father was such a hard man. Oh, so blunt. Not one for kindness, I always noticed. But, moon rest them all. Anyway, sorry for bringing the mood dour, but... old Cormac contributed some of the lumber. And then we got a Maud and her family. They did some quick crafting to get some of the supplies. We've actually outside gathered quite a bit. We've got some shingles out there. We've got some better supplies. We were going to head over in an hour and get to work for the day. We were truthfully foolish me. Of course you were going to come back, but I had hoped to have it all set up before you got there. I left the basket there just in case, but I was hoping, do a little renovation. Your place, your home. Septimus, your home is so dour. You got no curtains, you got no decorations. It's so simple. Well, of course, I understand. As Dolvan always said, Granny Lonnie, the man lives how the man lives. But...
That's very
And that-
kind of you. And he appreciates it, right?
Of course I do. There's absolutely nothing I could do to. I don't even know where to start and begin to repay you for the kindness that you and everyone else have showed.
Oh, Septimus, you know, you've lived long enough in this community to understand. We live by the old ways. We help each other out. Help you, you help me. It all comes around.
Oh, that being said, is there anything I could do to help with you? Does anybody else need anything? And if not, you know that you can always free to ask. I'll try to
All
do
of
my
us.
best.
Us too. Every single one of us.
Well, Septimus, I hate to be this kind of old woman, but when are you gonna get married?
Saskia bursts out laughing.
Septimus just like, oh, like kind of like eyes for a second, but like, why she has
And her eyes, if you look to her, just sort of look to Sass.
Septimus is just like, he's kind of speechless right now. He's like,
I'm totally leaning into it. I'm gonna hold his hand.
Oh.
no, don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you. We are just friends.
We're good friends.
We're work. Actually, no, we're not even friends. We're just work partners.
Excuse you.
So I just said we're just like overcompensating. Like it's like we don't even
We're
really
just
have a personal
work
relationship.
together? What the fuck?
I
Septimus?
Sounds like something
understand.
Bruce would say.
Yeah. I understand. I'm sorry to pry. I just had to ask, Septimus. You know, I've known you since you were a babe, and I know it was hard, you know, fighting amongst that litter of the evergreens. But I'd love to see you settle down. But in the meantime, all I ask is that you take this other little gift. And I know, and she kind of looks to your arm and to your mechanical parts. She's like, I know it's not your way, but it was the way of your family, and it's the way of our land. But at least accept a few charms on our behalf to help protect your lands.
Septimus make like kind of like a face for a second, but will ultimately accept and be like, that would be nice. Thank you, Granny.
Well, it was a joy to see you. We've got some work to do. I'll get the wagons all set. We'll head over to your property
Yes,
shortly.
We'll have, and you actually will have some extra set of hands. Fyrn and some of the others will definitely be able to help.
Yeah, I suppose you better be getting back, darling, yeah?
Oh. You two get going. Well, many hands make fast work. We'll see you over there.
See you soon.
Yes, we'll head out.
Thank you again. You're too kind.
And two of you can head out and
Yeah.
head back to the farm.
You must think that was real funny.
Yeah, I do.
Getting that old woman's hopes up. She'll believe you. She'll believe you.
Yeah, well, don't
You-
fucking call me your work friend. Your work person. We're closer than that. We're friends, right? We're friends.
You
Right?
started it by saying that we were something more, or alluding to
But
that.
you didn't have to fucking demote me to just a work acquaintance.
Sorry.
Somewhere
I've always
off.
been asked a question like that. I don't know how to respond.
Cut to Fyrn yelling at Bruce, "Work faster!"
No.
Yeah, and you also cut to Granny Lonnie on her porch, like, oh, you see, Cormac, look, they're fighting. As you just see this half-orc fellow being like, ugh, where do you want the lumber? But anyway, back, while you're on your way back to the farm, as our friend Jacquet is reading his novel under the tree, and the other two are making plans for how to fix up Septimus's place. I would like. What is the passive perception of Fyrn, Jacquette, and Bruce?
Mine is 13, Sean.
16.
16.
Okay. All of you would notice something going on. I imagine Bruce and Fyrn, where would you be on the farm? Would you actually be like up on the roof, like observing and
Bruce
fixing
would
things
be
up?
on the roof,
Yeah.
brushing the snow off, like trying to like
Mhm.
see where he could put a tarp down for temporary.
And I
Fyrn's like
imagine-
half on, half off. Like he's got like a ladder or something.
Yeah.
And he's been like, doing the brunt work, like, hauling stuff up to him.
Oh, Bruce is climbing up and down the wall.
Yeah,
Just
with
walking- yeah,
with
spider
spider.
With
climb.
spider
Yeah.
climb.
And
as Fyrn is like climbing up, Bruce is like just walking next to him.
And Jacquette, this would be in the approaching the afternoon. Would you still be snoozing and reading a book under the tree?
Oh, most certainly. Jacquette has not raised one paw.
Well, the three of you would hear a sound that's just sort of a very quick, like, squelching sound, almost sort of like the sound of like just meat exploding, just sort of like someone just like was heavily wounded very quickly. Just the sound of like a knife into flesh, as you would hear just this very quiet sound of claws tapping onto a wooden floor, and then something walking around in the living room or in the kitchen inside of the house in some way.
I mean, as soon as Fyrn, checks up on this, he looks at Bruce and like, just puts up his finger and like summons his weapon. And now he's like, I don't know where exactly I was, but like if I was on the roof, I would try and like sneak towards where there's like a hole in it and maybe peer in. Or if I was down below, I'd look for the nearest window or whatever.
Yeah, so with you at the roof, you would be at a point when you can like get to the side of where it's been blasted open and peek inside. If you're trying to be stealthy, you can give me a stealth check.
Yeah, sure.
Jacquette, you would hear this as well.
Yeah,
I'm so good at those.
Jacquette immediately gets out his, I imagine he like mage hands to his equipment and gets his like crossbow as he's going to stealth and start to approach the building, the homestead, and looking up to Bruce and Fyrn to see what they're doing.
I get a 10.
Sean, it didn't sound like Balfour.
It did not sound like Balfour. No.
I would switch back my vision and just continue standing on the roof and see what I can see. I would, switch back my. I imagine Bruce was using Lollyrock's vision for the majority of.
Yeah.
Just a quick point that I'll just add quickly. I probably won't change anything. Septimus would not have brought Sal.
Okay, no problem.
Just for a heads up.
Yep, no
He's gonna
problem.
disgrace
Yeah,
Granny
so
with bringing a full automaton with him.
yeah, what's Sal's passive perception? I imagine he's just moving things around for Fyrn and Bruce.
Yeah.
Well, of course, they would have noticed the sound and alerted him, but basically anyone who has a 10 or higher passive perception would notice this thing. They did not roll particularly well with their own stealth.
His passive.
They might not even really be fully stealthing.
$18.
Oh, wow, Sal is
shit.
really good passive. Yeah, nice. Which actually makes sense. He's like a sentry robot. He would have that. But
Pretty sure
He
they
has
have
the alert.
expert-
He has the alert feature too. Like they can't be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fyrn, you got a 10 for your stealth.
Mm-hmm.
What are Bruce and Jacquette? Sorry, what were you guys doing?
I was just taking a look at what it was.
Yeah. And Jacquette, what are you doing?
Crossbow, stealthing, approaching while maintaining a line of sight with Septimus or Fyrn and Bruce.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a stealth check. Bruce, you're not moving, so you don't need to give me a stealth check. But I will say you, with your tremor sense through the house, can see this creature. They're not particularly big. They are probably your size, actually. They have horns. And big, large, bat-like ears. They have a tail that comes off the back that's kind of like a goat's tail. It's got the fur at the end, and it's wrapped around several scrolls. And it's wearing very formal attire, almost like someone who works in a judicial system would wear.
A notary?
A notary, one could say.
Yeah.
He doesn't look hostile at all.
He's literally just looking around. Like, you can see him, like, literally just sort of observing around. He has a book in his hands and a pen, and he's looking around the area the goat was last night, the demon goat.
I don't think. Bruce would like kind of look at where Jackwet and Fyrn are, and just kind of put his hands out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bruce would just message down and be like, "Excuse me."
Oh, someone is here.
Yeah. We're people live here. What are you doing inside our house?
On behalf of the diadem, I am here to investigate an unauthorized honor.
What?
Point of clarification: is this now a verbal conversation, or is it still in their heads?
He would. Yeah, that's a good point. He would have. Well,
think-
your second message, was that a message as well, or would you have just popped your head out and spoken?
I think at the what? That would have been
A verbal, yeah.
verbal.
So Bruce, you would have noticed its little head look up to you after you said what, and it would have responded out loud, on behalf of the diadem, I am investigating an unauthorized pact offer.
Yeah, no pacts were made here. Looking at Fyrn. Right, Fyrn?
Right.
Yeah, what, I mean, we didn't authorize or look for the pact, so...
Who the fuck's the diadem?
Wait, you wouldn't know that.
Jacquet kind of saunters up now, seeing that there's not like an immediate threat. I think he means one of the levels of hells, correct?
Ah. Oh. You. You.
Oh. Yes?
And you. Looking up to Fyrn.
And you.
You two have been party to discussions of pacts. Sorry about my voice earlier. It is the voice of the notary. The one notary voice. What? I was not expecting to find anyone here. I was expecting to find corpses or the evidence of a pact. I have limited time here. Were you offered a pact recently?
Yes, I was also given a lot of ill portents.
Oh, ill portents, pacts, ill portents, none approved, none approved. What sort of devil was speaking with you?
What's it to you?
Hey, just tell him. What do we got to lose?
He didn't really mention his name, but I have a clue about who he works for.
Oh, yes. Oh, the supervisor, yes. Who sent this devil to make a deal with you?
I think it was somebody by the name of Roe, God of Revelry.
Roe? Other information you have about this? Was it Trickster himself? Or was it a representative?
Nah, just some weird goat guy. Had a pointy tail. Like to hang on that about that banister over there.
Amber eyes, double pupils.
Yep, you got it.
Demons. Of course, the trickster is working with demons. Any other information you can give me?
You got money?
You want to make a deal?
No.
Wait. So how do you know that a pact was trying to made here last night?
Oh, well, the diadem can sniff this stuff out.
And what makes an authorized pact versus an unauthorized?
Well, what's the information worth to you?
I don't know. We just told you.
I mean,
Information.
would you call an exchange of information really a deal? I would say it's more like a conversation.
Well, isn't a deal a transaction? And all conversations are transactions. At this point, Sass and Septimus, you would be getting back onto the farm.
Just about to ask, are we back yet?
What do we see, like,
hear or
approaching?
see-
Like,
Yeah.
how did you guys, like, orient this? Are you still on the roof? Are you just talking through it still?
I like to imagine
hope
the
so.
two
I
of
just
them
see
are
Bruce
just looking down and he's just looking up, and they've just been talking this way while Jacques is still stealthed.
Yeah, Jacques just kind of like stealth up. Actually, I imagine he's just like doing that nonchalant lean in the door frame, but no one's noticed that he's there yet.
What the fuck are they doing?
I have no idea. Maybe something structure the building?
Seems
The
weird.
diadem has interests in information about activities on your plane existence. A deal could be made for more information and investigation if you are so interested of the activities of the trickster and his demons.
Bruce!
Yeah, what's up?
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. There's an outer world being in our living room.
What? We're gone for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to talk to us about a pact being made, an unauthorized pact, but he's not explaining what an unauthorized pact is.
No.
Fucking packs.
We're not making any pacts. He's just trying to investigate what happened last night with Fyrn.
Can I walk to the
Not afraid.
That's not helping.
Are you walking up?
Can I get you a cup of tea as I jump out of the hole?
No, don't
down the
offer
hole?
him anything.
No
you
longer.
please
I'm
leave
here.
my
The more
property?
unstable.
Please, leave. You're not welcome.
Yeah, trespassing.
Unauthorized exit from the hells occurred here. Unauthorized exit from the abyss happened here.
Okay.
An unauthorized entry happened into my home right now, so I'm asking you to get the hell out.
Oh shit!
Good one, Septimus. Bye.
Um,
Do you have something to give to us in exchange?
No
a deal?
deals.
A deal?
No.
Stop.
Who are you? Ah,
Just leave, devil. Be gone. We're done with you.
a demon? On behalf of the trickster was here. Other
Yes.
demons? Have you seen other demons in the area?
Well, you're asking us for information, but you're not giving us anything in return. What are you going to give us in return?
I can give
We
you
answer
something
that.
in return, if you wish.
No deal.
No deals.
Fuck off.
His tail flips up into the air, and you can see there's several scrolls held in there, and he grabs one of them, and it just unfurls, and there's infernal print on it. Well, I can offer you many things for more information.
No.
No, you want the information, not us.
You asked what
This
I would give
Aquet
to you.
Raises the crossbow and fires a bolt at the feet of not
No.
hitting him at the
Yeah.
feet
Yeah.
of the creature and says, "Next one's going a little higher between your eyes, I think. If you don't fuck off."
I don't know, people. I mean,
Oh,
I'm all
Omens.
first crushing heads, but this guy didn't really, you know.
He's a devil,
There's no
Fyrn.
devils that can be
His
trusted.
whole point is to get us caught up in some kind of pact or deal that fucks us over, maybe not in this life, but in the life afterwards.
Well,
Yeah,
how many
so-
times have I been fucked over by some machina, and yet I'm hanging out with
You
one
see
right
the
now?
little devil like scurries behind a chair, and then like looks up to Fyrn and goes, "Demon, demon. You make sense. Come. I'll talk to you away from your friends, demon."
No.
Fyrn's gonna be like, yeah, let's take this outside so we don't piss off everyone.
Yeah, Fyrn, please, can you at least take it to the tree lining? Granny,
Yeah.
Granny's coming over to help with the building, and if she sees a demon in my house, she's gonna have a heart attack.
I start walking towards the tree line, and I bring the tea with me.
You see the demon like looks to you all like scattered around him, and he just sort of like very weirdly drops to all fours and then like sniffs the area where the goat demon was, and the devil just sort of like takes a finger, licks it, and then like runs it across the ground. And you see he's rubbing his fingers between it as he walks out, looking at each of you as he takes a monocle out and starts to observe whatever's between his fingers.
Thought I was fucking weird. Jesus.
Well, you are.
I mean, like, he should tell us what he's doing if he's trespassing. You know?
I am looking for. And he
Fucking
just
found it.
He made it very clear what he was looking for. This
Yeah.
whole confusion.
I want to know why.
Why?
You know,
He's clearly an agent
I'll
of the
go
hells.
find out. I'm going with Fyrn.
Just make sure that he
Okay,
doesn't make any
Jesus.
deals that we're gonna
That's
regret.
another reason I'm going. Yep.
deals.
No.
All right. Once we've reached a point where I think Septimus would be satisfied, I sit down cross-legged and look at him and pour a cup of tea and hand it to him.
the tree line?
Yeah, like right at the edge of the property.
He said he was bringing it with him.
Civilized for a demon.
Sean, I'd like to.
Um,
I'm gonna.
strong tea. Grabs the
Yes.
pot and just starts to drink directly from the pot.
I just let it happen, and I say, "My people, we descend from demons, but have long since left the hells, many centuries ago."
Hells. No. Demon, not devil. Abyss.
That one. Anyway, I don't know why you're here. I mean, I know why you're here, but I don't know why you were sent here by whoever your, boss is. Clearly, you're just doing research and looking out.
Hmm.
I'm not going to ask you those questions, because I know you won't answer.
Smart demon. Looks to you, Sass. You also, like them, reek of hell.
Well, I know I fucking smell. I barely bathe, but I have to
No,
fucking
no,
say
no.
it.
No. You look like one who would make a deal.
Fyrn grabs this guy, like when he like is pointing out, he just like grabs his wrist and then like stares at him like fiercely and says, "We're not here to make deals, but I
Heard you
do
made
have
one.
information for you."
Fyrn, wait.
And you
It's
see
fine.
the devil like does like a little bit of like takes a deep breath in and then it seems like he's like let go, like there's like a change, a physical change, as if he's stabilized in a weird way. He's like, in behalf of the diadem of the hells, we would appreciate, and he bows, any information about the rogue archdevil Roe.
The bastard Roe has been exploiting his powers along the in a town south of here called Hyven. It was said that he caused some sort of mass hysteria at a party in a tavern down there. One, I believe it's called the Harlequin and Chalice. Also, we've experienced some devil worshippers in the area, trying to summon creatures from other planes. Might be connected, might not. I give you this information because I believe that you seem to be a conduit for a higher power, something that doesn't approve of Roe's antics. And anyway, any enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
I am a notary above the notary on behalf of the diadem, but I am from the Tabernacle of Verity, and the Tabernacle of Revelry is... You have more information for us.
You know, I think this has been quite enough. You're not welcome, Fyrn. You've talked too much. Goodbye. And I would like to cast Banishment.
Absolutely. What's the save on that?
That is a Charisma 17.
He fails.
Bye.
You see just sort of this like this blue flame, and he engulfs in blue flame and then goes into this little, just sort of squelches down into a little dot, and then it like pops with a little splurch sound as a little bit of demonic ichor falls to the ground as he vanishes.
Fyrn, don't talk to me for a minute.
Okay. Nice move, I guess.
You
Minute goes by.
you maintain concentration for a minute,
Great.
and he is sent back to the Tabernacle of Verity.
Great.
Was it smart giving that information to Devil? Isn't he just gonna go wreak havoc on the Harlequin and Chalice now? Was it even the Harlequin and Chalice? I don't think it was.
Wasn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure you got that wrong. It was in the Temple District.
If you guys are talking about when Jacquet saw Roe, it was at the Harlequin and Chalice.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
He
Okay,
Where
cast
the-
some magic.
Got it.
Mhm. There's a temple to the revelry.
That's what I
in
was thinking
the
of.
Temple District.
Yeah. Okay, then scratch that. I still don't think you should have told him as much information as you did. It's a fucking devil.
Well, Well, I don't know. Maybe I just felt a little bit of kinship. It's the sort of thing where these creatures they have a chaotic nature to them, and
Oh, really?
obviously they can't be trusted, but
You
that
don't think
doesn't
so?
make them completely unreasonable.
Okay, let's go. We've got fucking work to do. I turn
Well,
around and
anything
start
that could
walking back.
hurt bite Row in the ass is good for me.
Just thumbs up over my shoulders and walking back.
We do so.
Inside the house, Bruce is like, so like, what? Can you like make your own contract and have like a devil sign it? Like, is it like what if you play reversal on them? You know?
I imagine that they would want to rewrite it. The whole point is that they're trying to trick you, right? They want to get something more out of it, so.
Right. But you know, I don't know.
Good news, everyone, as I open the door. We killed the devil, and Saskia drank all his blood, so now she's even more powerful.
Septimus kind of just
Okay.
like wide eyes and just like darts
Leave
his
the
eyes back
lying
and forth.
to
Like, it's
me.
like I can't not sure if that's the truth or not. Like honestly,
Leave the lying
unsure.
to me, Fyrn.
I was not like I didn't have a serious face on when I was saying this.
Okay.
No, I just poofed it back to where it came from. Another thing he didn't know I could do.
I wish these things are never gonna leave us alone.
Yeah, I should make a ward or something. Can we have like crucifixes or like I don't know, some sort of holy symbols around this house?
I mean, if
Makina,
only someone could like hollow the ground or something, then fiends couldn't show up.
that would be.
If only we
awesome.
knew a cleric.
Only we did.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess
Suddenly, out of Bruce's tower comes a half-dressed Balfour who was taking another bath because he really likes them. He's, I sensed a
half?
fiend. I sensed a fiend. My divine scent. What is going on? I'm here.
We took care of it. It's all done. We're
Yeah,
good.
his tabard is covering his shame, but he is not wearing pants.
We all made deals with the devil. It was fantastic. You missed
no, no.
Well, excuse me. I
Fine.
must get decent. He wanders inside.
I would like to take up residence under the spot Jacquette was lounging under and rest for an hour so I can get my spell slots back, please.
You can
Bjorn
take a
begins
short rest.
to he takes out like a mop or whatever cleaning utensils we have
Broom.
and starts cleaning. Yeah, broom, I guess. He does the best he can to clean the area that had like splash water on it, that had the demon on it. You know,
Yeah.
just like awkwardly. I know it's probably magical residue, but he, you know, wants to get the smell of demon out of the house, so he just like begins, you know, cleaning awkwardly.
Bruce exhales and just goes into the workshop and
Yeah.
displays his stuff out again all over Septimus's.
Oh, I pick
space.
up my shit that I was organizing before.
Yeah.
I go back to that.
Mm.
Septimus and Jacquette, what are you all doing? I guess really, what would you all like to do with this? If there's anything specific you'd like to do before we kind of close out tonight and enter into downtime next week.
Okay. I guess Septimus would go into the workshop and hope if there's anything Bruce was tinkering with potentially, or just kind of like confide in him because he's a friend and just like kind of just like shoot the shit. Be like, I don't know what to do with these freaking devils.
I mean, I have no experience with devils either, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, do you know anything about warding? I mean, we could go back to the academy and learn a little bit about that. But I feel like it's more like divine.
I have an idea of
magic.
dabbling, but I need a little bit more money. Is the problem?
How
I
much
kind
money
of
do you
spent all
need?
my money. I kind of spent all my money.
What'd you do with all your money?
Oh, I guess I didn't tell you. I'm starting a church.
What?
No, more seriously, it's like I I did give quite a bit of money to Hal in town. I think it's time to spread the word of Machina and get people up into the cause.
Okay.
Know
All
what
right.
the good it can do.
All right. If that's what you want to do, it's entirely up to you. Do you need me to support you in any way to do that, or?
Well, potentially. I would have to get the right materials and maybe if we're gonna be spending a prolonged period of time here, it might be a good idea.
I mean, if anything, if I can get Koboko down here, maybe they can build the church for you. I don't know.
No, I'm not worried about building a church. There's plenty of availability on Hyven, but that's at a later time. Right now, it's just getting grassroots started and getting the word out.
Okay. How do you want to get the word out? Do you want to use an advertising means? I mean, Fyrn and I are assimilated ourselves. We're pretty familiar with that.
I left it in Hal's hands for now and gave him resources he needs to go on while we lay low.
Perfect. Yeah, so you don't need to worry about it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that yes, I paid him.
That's where all your money went. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, what do you need to hollow this place out?
1,000 silver.
All right. I mean, could we make just a bunch of those like reachy grabby things?
Yeah. It's also you need that 1,000 silver every time you cast it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but is it until the spell?
It's
consumed. Yeah.
But it's what I'm saying. The spell lasts for
24 hours.
Indefinite.
Oh,
No, it's a casting time of 24 hours.
Yeah, the
Its
casting time of
duration
24 hours.
is-
Until the
I
spell,
misread it. That's all.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
all right.
Wow,
well,
that's a great spell.
Maybe I should invest in that, or invest in you to invest in that.
We just need to go buy the proper materials.
We need money, too. Okay.
I'm sure we can convince the group, maybe.
I mean, if we didn't also badmouth the Commodore and look at her like a poison, we don't know if she's really that bad. I mean, Jacquette kind of puts her down a whole lot. We shouldn't trust everybody, but
she's one of the few people who hasn't kissed his ass.
Right. That's a really good point.
Jacquette.
Hey, Jacquette, you want to hear something funny?
No.
Oh, come on. It's pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure it is, Saskia.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you anyway.
I thought you would.
Granny Lonnie thinks that Septimus and I are sweet on each other.
Are you?
No! She just asked him when he was getting married, and I just happened to be sitting right there, and I played into the joke. It was fucking funny.
I mean, he wouldn't be a bad husband.
Really? What makes you say that?
He's got land. He's got a machine.
And he's a nice person?
I guess, if you care about that. Not a lot of land.
Wow. I'm gonna start telling her that you're sweet on him.
What? No.
And as this afternoon starts to become a little jovial for y'all, we'll close out tonight with you all preparing to make your preparations. So over the week, talking your little chat without me.
Oh,
About what you want to do and how long you want to take to prepare, what kind of research you want to do, any items you're looking to source, that sort of stuff. We'll figure it out next week before we engage in the long journey north. But for now, good job, guys. You banished a little devil notary.
But before then, we have a little vignette that I'm forcing Sean to give us.
Would you like a vignette?
Yeah.
Always.
I have one in my pocket.
Yeah, perfect. There we go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
I mean, I could make something up.
No, I actually, it's funny enough,
could
I
do a
actually
scene.
do have a vignette in my pocket.
Let the worm speak.
Did you say let the worm speak?
Yeah.
Stefan, could you give me a serious beat?
How serious we talking here?
We're talking ominous.
Shook Ones, Part 2.
That's good.
Odron,
So,
he's back.
Modron. No.
It sounded like you said Odron.
As Iron and Mana recovers from their defeat and find respite on Septimus's farm, far away from this land, beyond the far places, beyond the ruined sands of an old empire, beyond the mountains that split several kingdoms, beyond the old ruins of lay sanctums and mighty cities, is the great city-state of Halcyon. Towers that stretch far higher than any structure across the world, even within the grand empire of Byzantium. These towers stretch ever onward towards the sky, desperate to touch the citadel that floats above them. A dark green cloud ever plagues this scintillating city. But below in the streets, the endless labyrinth of Halcyon, Bruce's home. This congested city is separated by beautiful paved roads with magical lights, dancing lights, automaton servants, and every care in the world satisfied. But not too far away, below the tiers, are rancid streets of sludge, sewage, and ether heads. Several men and women rush through these alleys, tucking away certain scarves beneath their cloaks, mingling amongst upset citizens, yelling at the town guard, the city guard. Unrest in Halcyon. A crossbow bolt flings through the crowd and pierces into the neck of a city guard as a crowd rushes past them into an area well stocked with food. But everyone's eyes turn to the sky in fear as the citadel above that floats in the sky bellows a loud droning horn. A loud droning horn that deafens the streets, quiets the loudest district, and can be heard across the great city-state, and even out into the lands beyond. Not quite far enough to be heard in Aldhalor. A great horn that hasn't been heard in hundreds of years. a mythological great horn, a horn said to have been the awakening of the Machina long ago. Fear grips the eyes of both city guard and citizen as they all look to their automaton servants. And that's where we'll end. All right, that's it. No more vignettes for you. You squeezed one out of me.
Ah.
Yeah. Thank you. It was nice.
How about 2? Can I roll for 2?
No.
I'm feeling lucky today, Sean. I'll roll high.
Nope, you failed.
Damn it.
I rolled
Dang.
low.
Bruce gets sent to hell.
Yeah, Bruce gets banished.
I made a
And that's when
deal.
Bruce finds out he's actually a devil the whole time and is stuck in hell. But no.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. We'll see you all next week for our downtime and to see the preparations for the journey north. But we're going to close out now. I'm going to peek real quick to see if there's anyone we can raid real quick. I'm not noticing anyone on, so we'll just send over, for the fun of it, we'll send you all over to Travis McElroy.
Cool.
Just playing some Stardew Valley.
Ooh.
But we'll see you all next week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Arrivederci.